Alright, hello Ender Squad. This is your tutorial video on Piktochart, the application that we're going to use for our media literacy project. You want to go to piktochart.com, which is linked on our media literacy project directions, which are posted on Canvas. Once you go to the website, you're going to want to click Sign Up, which is at the top right of the screen. Please sign up with Google and use your auhsdschools.org email and password. That way you can ensure that you will remember your sign-in. Once you're in, it's going to ask you a series of questions like, how large is your organization? Your answer does not matter. Choose one. And what type of organization are you from? Please put education. Once you're in, this is what your dashboard looks like. You will have on your left of your screen several different types of projects that you can create. You want to make sure that you click infographics, which is right here at the very top. You will see that you have lots of different templates to choose from. It's really up to you and your style. Once you choose a template, you can edit it. I, however, also find that sometimes editing these templates, especially for a project that has specific requirements, can almost be more work than it's worth. You can also start from blank, which is right here. I've actually started a blank template. This is what mine looks like. You have your buttons here on the side, which allows you to add more pages or delete pages. You can also duplicate pages. Your project can be as many pages as you need. It's really up to your creative style. If you use really large images like me, you're going to have several pages. Once we share these projects, we're going to share them on Piktochart. They look like one seamless long project, so it really doesn't matter how long or small they are. What matters is that your information is accurate, complete, visually creative, well put together, and that your team has really communicated well the definition of your research topic and the importance of understanding it. Okay, so over here are your creative tools. We have graphics, which allow you to add a whole series of things that you can edit and add text to. So, for example, I've added a banner here, which is this banner. I've added a text box. So text box is right here. And I've added the title to my project. All right. There are a lot of other different creative graphics that you can choose from. I've explored social media, and those visuals could also be really relevant to this project that you can add in other shapes. There's also illustrations. There's people, which can also be useful. There's lines. So I added this line here. Once you double click that, you can change the color. So I think I need to add some color to my project. Actually, I think I'm going to make it green. You can also edit whether it's solid or dashed. You could do dots, which look kind of cool. I think I'm going to go back to that. All right, and then you can choose how large, how small your line is. So that automatically creates some depth and separates the different sections, and you can also just copy and paste those. Here's section 1, where I'm going to put the definition of my research topic. This section, perhaps I'm going to add some text there. I'm going to make this subtitle. My next section is going to be here. I want to make sure that that margin is on the left. And this is going to be my who section. So what type of media engages in confirmation bias? And again, you can fill that in. Who really engages in this type of bias? And again, creative directors, you're going to get that information from your teammates. Okay, so that's kind of how you can set this up. You can also play around with the background. I think the most effective visually appealing infographics are those that are really layered. So this adds another layer. Again, you can choose any of these backgrounds and then you can kind of lighten them up. You know, you can have them really dark. It's really up to you in your creative design. You want to make sure that everything kind of flows. You can also add, if we go, we can go to uploads. You can save to your desktop or your laptops. You can add images in there. And again, you want to have as many relevant visuals as possible. You know, I can add another text box here that kind of fits, you know, and again, this could be a new section, and this can be where. All right, once I'm at the end of the page, I can add another page and continue the process. I can continue to add different graphics or lines to separate and create kind of my own sections. Okay. I'm going to make that, again, green. I'm going to make it dashed. And I want to make it large. Okay. So that's up to you. That's one way to structure your project. Again, I really look forward to all the different creative ways we can do that. Some other features, there's some design components. You can add lists, timelines, comparisons, which are all really relevant in this project. There's other tools. You can do charts. Again, your teammates are going to have some numbers and statistics for you. You know, you can find lots of different shapes to add those different data points in your project. And again, you can add text and text boxes to any of these. All right. You want to make sure that you save your project often so you don't lose any of your work. And you can share your project, copy the link, and email the project to your teammates. Unfortunately, in Piktochart, you cannot work on it together in real time, which is why we have you as the creative director and your teammates as the researchers. So again, that effective communication and working on it as a team is key. All right, Under Squad, I look forward to seeing your projects, and I'll give you more information on how to share this with me when the due date arrives. See you soon.